You want to be hardcore, you want to be extreme. Well, if you're like the Sandman, then you're listening to the podcast Drunk Wrestling History, dudes. And please be drunk when you hear it.
We've got Bush.
I like to fuck. Do you like to fuck?
It's just money shots, chairs all over Barrett.
Those guys with bang busts think they're a big deal. My dick is small.
What's up, drunk marks and drunk marquettes? Welcome to Drunk Wrestling History. I'm your designated host, Adam, and they are the Drunk Wrestling Historians.
This is Eddie. I don't have a problem with alcohol. I have a problem without alcohol.
And This is Scott. Acknowledge your tribal drunk.
Oh. My sound effects were all fucked up right there.
Yeah, somehow I didn't hear a goddamn thing. I'm
somehow the volume on the iPad got turned down. Did you hear yours?
No,
I played yours.
No,
you have a new one.
Oh,
you have a new one. This is your new one.
Eat a dick, dude.
Oh,
you got why? You understand the reference that quickly?
Fucking duh.
Because you're soon to be departed. That's gonna be, you know how like we never say Chris Benoit, we just say ooh ooh. That's when we on the news show when we refer to you, it'll just be that sound.
So you didn't be rude.
Yeah, right. You really didn't expect us to go easy on you on your last few episodes, did you?
I don't deserve this.
Yep, because it's the last couple. So. We got two more after this. It's the final countdown.
Yeah, and after tonight, I can't fucking wait. Wow.
Do you want to just bang out the last two right after this one? Just get it over with.
Yeah.
Well, you showed up 20 minutes late because you were trying to beat the Mets. So.
Well, yeah, I didn't know you guys would be ready so soon. Normally, we don't start until even like 6:30. So
right, yeah.
Adam at like 6:05 or something was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." I'm like, "Fuck!" I literally had just started the game, but I'm like, "Fuck the Mets! I'm not gonna take an L."
Yeah, I was surprised too. So
and
it only took 197 episodes, but Adam had to wait for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good job, Adam. I'm impressed.
happy to raise the standard this late into the run. Welcome everyone to our episode. Hope you have a nice cold one in hand, or room temperature if it's liquor. Or no, wait, liquor doesn't freeze. I don't know.
Well, you could do liquor. You could do liquor however you want. You could do it room temperature. You could do it with ice. You can, that's a personal preference.
That was just one of the main things that I did learn, that it doesn't freeze, but I just don't know which ones are good at room or which ones at.
It does go well on ice, though.
There we go.
Yeah,
is that?
I don't know if
liquor, or
are they all better with ice?
No, it's not all liquor. Okay. Oh, no, they're not all better with ice. No.
Some, it's like, you don't want to drink warm Jaeger. You want that to be as cold as possible.
It has to be. That's literally like I will throw up if I have a shot of warm Jaeger.
Yeah, vodka straight, I don't think so.
I guess I know what we're serving on the finale.
That's a good idea, actually. I'll get some Jaeger for the last episode. I'm taking the next day. Taking the next day off work, dude. I'm getting fucked up that night.
No Jaeger. No. I don't get along with Jaeger anymore, dude. It's just even cold now. I can't.
I still like it. I mean, I don't drink it I won't drink it all night like I did years ago, but I'll still have a shot,
Dude,
like
we used to go through handles.
Handles. Yeah, we would have a party at your house and there would be handles there. Like more than there'd be
I have a Jaeger machine.
Yeah.
But like now I can't even drink the shit.
Yeah. I know. Well, fuck. Give it to me, dude. I'll put it in the drunker dome right next to the monitor. Perfect fucking place for it.
Every time you do a shot, you have to fucking play my song.
That's which song? Or that or the other one?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one. Yeah, I should like make a smart home automation somehow that will just do that. Even whether we're recording or not, if I pour a shot, it'll play that. Straight to the home pod.
That reminds me of the Conan O'Brien Walker Texas Ranger lever. That shit was awesome.
I'm not familiar with this.
Oh, he literally just pulled a lever and played a Walker Texas Ranger clip. That's literally all it was.
That show ruled.
I never saw
Fucking
it.
love Conan. Conan all the way. Leno's got to go.
No, he's...
And it's all about Coco.
Chintz McMahon.
Love it. Anyways, welcome to
Adam, we're getting you a new chair, dude.
New
Or
chair
some lube. I'm gonna get you some...
I'll find
Yeah.
A fucking shirt so Adam could buy a fucking chair.
Yeah, exactly.
And that shirt can be purchased on nicholasdickhead.com.
The biggest one that we've seen.
Wrong button.
Trying to find the segue, but I'll use that.
That's your segue. Adam needs some lube, so buy a fucking shirt. So he can lube up that chair.
And then also get something for my chair, and you can help out with that by going to nicholasdickhead.com to get your Drunk Wrestling History t-shirt, tank top, hoodie, or onesie. As Rick politely said, that one epic night or day at Pisano's.
God, I hope it was during the day, because it's way funnier.
No,
Yeah.
it was during the day with the shading and stuff, but
it did look like it was.
Flair day drinking.
Make sure you head over to nicholasdickhead.com and buy a fucking shirt.
Buy a fucking shirt.
What are we drinking?
I'm drinking a Corona. I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm gonna do my thing.
And I kind of tipped my hand earlier. I've got a Jameson and water on the rocks. Kind of taking it old school tonight. Because we're out of beer. So, on to the liquor.
And while they're down in that, I found Sprecher root beer.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Your favorite beer.
Let's find
Root.
out. It is my favorite beer, Root. Specifically A&W Root, but I'll give that a shot.
It's like a German. It looks like a beer from a brewery. You know what I mean? The label, like that doesn't look like a soda fucking label. That looks like
it does not.
No,
that's a 16-ounce can too, right?
I was definitely shopping with my eyes on this one and judging by the cover. This looks like beer. So
Looks like it's 6%.
Ooh, that's good.
It'd be funny. It turns out it's hard root beer. Adam can't drive home for 2 days.
Well, he's got a nice squeaky chair to sleep on.
Yeah.
Nice squeaky dreams.
Yeah.
Eddie, let's start with the appetizers.
Appetizers. So I teased this last week. We've got a speak pipe. This one's from JC. I didn't play it last week. He sent it before the last recording. I held on to it for tonight. So let's just get right into what JC's always got something good to say. See, I should have
The mayor
play
of
earlier,
Meat
so
Sauce
would
Slammers.
I should have hit play earlier, so it would start downloading. So now it's trying to download the fucking thing.
You're on fire tonight, dude.
I know. I don't. I think this is speak pipe fucking up, dude. Because my internet's hella fast. Let me reload.
Can confirm.
Yeah, there we go.
Eddie, Scott, and Adam, my three favorite drunk wrestling historians. This is a very bittersweet message I got to send you guys, but 200 episodes is a huge milestone. Thank you guys for keeping us entertained with 200 great, 199 great episodes plus the Hogan title reign episode, which, we won't speak of that. But thank you guys. I've listened through the podcast multiple times. I think I'm on my third or fourth listen through right now. And it gives me a laugh every single time, keeps me entertained. I just absolutely love it. It just sucks to see that it's got to go. Scott, not going to hold any grudges. You're old, shit happens. You gotta get an earlier bedtime, and partying with the rock stars Eddie and Adam is it's a little difficult at your old age. We get it. Can't wait to see what the new iteration of the podcast has in store for us, and hopefully Scott does shine his face on there from time to time. I know the Valentine's episode we'll look forward to, but thank you guys so much. 200 episodes. I'll crack a meatsless slammer for you guys at a different point in time because I'm at work right now, and celebrate as I'm listening to the 200th episode with you guys.
Excellent.
Let's fucking go.
You guys. Love you guys. I did buy a fucking shirt, and it did get me.
I knew it was going to work for somebody.
So
Nicholas Dickhead working his magic.
You guys soon.
Hell yeah.
Love.
So that was good. That was cool. Yeah. That's what he's one of our favorite listeners. We had him on to tell the Virgil story way back in episode, I don't know, 40 or something.
That was fantastic.
That was one of the most
what an
fun
epic
episodes we ever
find.
did. It was just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
He just happened to he find out that we'd been talking about this random dude that I'd heard Sam Roberts mention. He heard us talk about that and hit us up. So
JC
that was
the
great.
legend.
The legend. Yeah.
But he's right. I am old. I can't hang anymore. So I'm riding off into the sunset.
That's right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also,
I got my colonoscopy to look forward to.
Did you schedule that yet?
No, I just sent in my shit test.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting to see what they say on that, and then if they say I have to go, I'd have to go.
I mean, maybe they won't. I thought you had to when you're 50, or I thought they tell you to when you're 50. But
no, they keep sending me the kit. And last year's came back fine. So, I mean, I'm hoping I have to go in. Do they have a form you can request how many fingers they put up there? Or does that
probably
work?
I think they just ask you before they put you under.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you're lucky, you're only part way under like me. You're just a little drowsy, So
I mean, is it limited to one hand? I mean,
I don't see any reason why.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's bring the nurses in. Fuck it. Let's do this. Let's make
see
it
if they'll let you wear the Drunk Wrestling History t-shirt as well. I think that'll count.
I'm getting laid.
That'll be you getting laid. I mean, that counts.
It does count, yeah.
I would say, right?
I have like 6 arms in my anus. Yeah, I think that counts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, the other thing quickly I wanted to do, I mentioned this last week, and I'll hit more of these. It's a long list, so I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to kind of skim over it. Episodes that we always plan, or I had always planned for us to get to that we never did. So I'll just read off a few.
And this has literally been sitting in my iPhone for like 6 years now. So I'm looking forward to the day when I could be like, delete.
What do you mean? You never used it anyway?
No, but it's always sitting there.
Oh,
every time, because I use my notepad a lot, dude.
Yeah, but
every time I open it, it's literally sitting there.
Right, but I mean, if you deleted it 4 years ago, what difference would it have really made?
How much storage is it taking up on your phone?
Well, you come up with
none.
You come up with a lot of episode ideas, but they're never from this list. So tonight's episode was your idea, and I think the next one might have been. I can't remember the next one. But you come up with episode ideas all the time, but they're never from the list.
They're not from the list. I don't.
I'll hit you up and be like, any ideas? And then I'm not looking at the fucking list either. Like half of these we probably would have done, but I forget it's there.
It's like we composed it for nothing.
Yeah. We tell the listeners to fucking send suggestions, and then we never use them.
Although this makes it hella funny because now we get to torture them with the episodes that will never be.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll read this iteration of the show. I'm
going to read a couple of these. I'm going to burn through a bunch of them. Maybe next week I'll hit more because we've already kind of fucked around for a while. I'll just read the first. I'll read the first dozen. Gimmick/angles that wouldn't work today. If I don't attribute them to a listener, then it was our idea. The Rougeos, which I always thought could have been a fun one. 80s promos. So we sort of kind of did that a couple times ago. Kind of, yeah. WrestleMania celebrities. We did the celebrities episode. That was, I think, in our first round of recordings. So that would have been the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But I thought WrestleMania specific one would have been good because there were so many over the years.
Right.
Also, at the time we were doing it, we didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't really know how to do a podcast. We were just kind of naming celebrities.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always thought
them out there. We had no notes.
You have no notes. We were just going off the top of our head. So I always thought we could have gone back and done a better episode of that. And if we focused on WrestleMania, I thought it would have been cool.
So in theory, if we were to do that, I'd be wearing my Niners stuff, talking about Stone Cold Kittle.
Yeah. Okay. Sold Out 2000. No idea why I have that on there. There's a bunch of these that I don't know what particular. It must have had some particular match that I thought would be fun.
Was Virgil on it, maybe?
Maybe. Could have been. Yeah, that's very possible. Okay. Santino.
Let's bang out that episode right now. I'd say after he's done with TNA, he should. I think he goes Hall of Fame.
Really?
Oh yeah, Santino should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. He almost beat Honky Tonk Man's IC title reign, and the IC title reign is why Honky Tonk Man is in the Hall of Fame. Because he didn't do much else besides that. I guess he was tag champ, maybe, with Valentine for a minute.
No, he wasn't. He was
never champ. Okay, so he was IC champ, but a lot of people were IC champ, but they're not in there because they weren't the longest reigning. Santino, on top of everything else he did, almost beat Honky Tonk Man's record. He also won it his first night in the company. You know,
didn't he also win a women's battle royal?
He won the women's battle royal at 24. Yeah, he won that at 24.
Right.
Yeah, Santino we all thought he was going to win that Elimination Chamber. You know?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was good in that and was so well booked that I was fucking convinced. I was like, Santino's going to WrestleMania. Holy fuck, this is insane. I couldn't believe it.
Chamber or Rumble?
Chamber.
Yeah,
he was the last one in the chamber.
Okay,
with,
then
I forget
separately,
who was in there with.
He almost won a Rumble.
Yeah. It might have been the same year. Actually, probably was the same year. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? Best talk show moments. So we did do that one. I just didn't delete it. Here's one from Gallon. Matches we wish we could go back in time to watch the first time.
Oh, well, that's easy. Awesome and Tanaka.
I think we touched on that with Chris's idea, cherry poppin' episodes.
Oh, good point, Adam. Yeah, that's kind of the same concept.
So between the two of them, that's group mind right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I will give you 3 more. What if, or did we do this? Hall and Nash never left WWE?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that was one. Funniest moments. Tuesday Night Titans, which I really wanted to do, but I couldn't figure out how to do it because there's just so much to cover. And Hogan's album, which we were going to do like a listen along with, you know what I mean? Like play clips of it and goof on that.
Yeah, people thought they hated the Hogan Tyler Reign episode. They would have fucking hated that shit.
Yeah, right, because they'd have to hear that shit.
Yeah, we'd have 198 great episodes.
And then you had an idea. We had reviewed all 3 of these WrestleManias, 9, 10, and 11, which is the worst. We were going to compare them kind of side by side and figure out which we thought was the worst.
Which one didn't we do? 11?
We did 11. We did
all 3 of those.
Oh, we did all 3. Okay.
Yeah, we did 11 first. We did 11 a long time ago.
Okay.
So that's my list so far. I'll read off more over the next 2 episodes. Or you know what? Maybe I'll just burn through it next episode. And because I got something else for the last episode that I think I teased it before. Something never heard before on the show that I think should be played.
Our live sex show.
Yes, our live sex.
In preparation of my anus for the colonoscopy.
Right. All right, Adam. Let's get to the episode.
Let's see. Sold out. Kidman knocks off Malenko, Vampiro, and David Flair with crowbar. Mama Luke's defeated the Harris brothers. Any of those sound like a reason?
No.
Billy
Maybe
Kidman
somebody suggests
versus Perry Saturn. Booker T defeats Stevie Ray.
No, this must have been a listener's idea, and I didn't write their name down.
Okay, either way.
Was Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole or something?
Bagwell defeated DDP in a last man standing match.
Oh my god. What's the main event?
Versus Sid Vicious.
Oh, that's where he won the title.
That might be why it was.
That
on
might
there,
be it.
That could have.
That might be it.
Arn Anderson, special guest referee.
Well, there you go.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, we solved that fucking mystery.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson and Sid Vicious in the same ring with the guy who actually, you got a double attempted murderer and a double murderer in the same ring.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Arn Anderson is the ref. The guy
How
who's
many
sitting-
can we squeeze into this ring at once?
Yeah, Arn. Yeah, you got Arn who tried to kill Sid with a chair or whatever. Sid who tried to kill Arn with scissors, and Benoit who killed everyone.
Right. Well, there you go, dude. That was the draw of that episode.
Oh, fuck.
Just so you could fucking riff on the main event. We'd have to sift through a sea of shit to get there.
I'd have to watch a fucking Perry Saturn match to get to that. Oh, fuck. Oh, we dodged that bullet.
For this week's episode, we are doing this in honor of the pride of Jackson, Mississippi at 81 years young, 2005 Hall of Famer, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
So, like I said, Scott, this was your idea. I didn't even Jimmy Hart was kind of not, I don't even know what, he should be on that list. You know, he was never really on my radar to do an episode about, but what an interesting fucking dude.
No, totally. And he's one of those guys who I think is often overlooked because there were so many great managers of the 80s. Mm-hmm. And we talk about Heenan all the time on this show and how much we love him, greatest sports entertainer of all time. But I know you hate this phrase, Eddie, but like, let's give Jimmy Hart his flowers, because I don't think that he gets enough credit for not only all of the titles that his guys won, but also for his longevity in wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, this dude debuted in like the late 70s. And he's still around today. And from all accounts, from anybody who's ever booked him, from any fan or mark who's ever met the guy, and I'm one of those, he's just the nicest dude at, almost 80 years old. He's an incredible human being. And he's had such an accomplished history in wrestling. And I just think that he deserves his due here. We need to give the man some credit, and let's give him an episode.
I think you're right. When did you meet him?
I met him several times. I met him at, 2011 at Wrestle Reunion in Los Angeles. And I met him in New Orleans for WrestleMania 30. Actually saw him on the street, and he took a picture with us. That's awesome. The nicest guy. He was like talking to somebody, and Jeff and I walked up to him and we're like, Jimmy, can we get a picture? He's like, yeah, baby, no problem. Like, he was just as happy as could be. He wasn't like, oh, I'm having a conversation, fuck off.
Right.
Couldn't have been nicer. Have been nicer.
And from what I've heard and what I've seen in interviews, he's that wiry Jimmy Hart, right? He's got that energy. Like, he
hasn't changed.
Yeah, like that ball of fire that he was on TV was real. That was really Jimmy Hart.
100%. Like, literally, you meet him today, you're getting 1987 Jimmy Hart.
Right.
Like, he is just that same dude. He has not changed at all.
And that fiery personality is what got him into wrestling.
Yeah.
In the first place. And yeah, I've heard exactly the same thing. He's the nicest guy, and you've never heard of him. There's never been a Jimmy Hart scandal. He never got fired anywhere. You know, like, you never hear, I don't think I've ever heard a bad story about Jimmy. He fucked somebody over, or some dude who worked with him didn't like him or anything. Yep. He's one of the very, very rare people in wrestling that you just never really hear never hear a bad word about.
And I read a story.
Matt Riddle, I don't think likes him, but apart from him.
I mean, nobody likes Matt Riddle, so that's fair. Yeah. I had read a story. Somebody called Jimmy Hart on his cell phone, and he answered, and he was like, hold on one second, I need to go dry off. And he came back, and the guy goes, what's going on? He was like, oh, I was in the shower. The guy's like, why didn't you let it go to voicemail? Jimmy's like, nah, you always answer your phone. You don't miss a booking.
That's old
Love
school.
that attitude.
It is definitely old school. It's just one of those mentalities that just isn't around anymore. And Jimmy Hart is that dude. He's just an incredible human being, and his gifts that he's given us over the years in wrestling, man, he needs to be appreciated for it. I want to stop overlooking Jimmy Hart and, like I said, hand him his flowers during this episode.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and we did our favorite, our managers Mount Rushmore episode, and I don't remember if I had Jimmy Hart on mine. I might have left him off because I knew you would pick him, and I also probably wanted to put Slick on there.
Right.
And I don't remember who my four were. Obviously Heenan, and I know Slick was on there, and Sherry. So actually, I don't know who my fourth was. It was very possibly Jimmy Hart.
Probably Cornette.
maybe Cornette, but I didn't see as much of his. There was too much of Cornette's body of work is stuff I didn't see. So
Maybe
probably
Heyman?
not him. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. But Jimmy Hart should be on everybody's Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers.
No doubt.
Realistically,
No doubt.
like if he was not on mine, I did it wrong.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you had reasons for doing that. If you were to go ask any kid that grew up in our era, that's like a golden era kid, Jimmy Hart is absolutely on their Mount Rushmore of managers.
Yeah.
It's him and Heenan that starts the list.
Yeah, totally.
I would like to guess that. I mean, with my little familiarity, I would like to assume that I did put him on mine. I would have to listen to the episode to find out.
Yeah, wait till we get to his accolades. He absolutely deserves to be on that list.
Yeah. So he was, like Adam said, he's from Mississippi originally, but he lived in Memphis. He went to the same school as Lawler. And I think everybody knows that he was a musician. I assume everybody does. I don't know if everybody knows that he was an actual, like, touring, pretty successful musician in the 60s. He started a band for the lamest reason I've ever heard. He started a band because it got him out of study hall. Him and his friends, it got him out of study hall. Which I heard him say that in an interview, and I was like, he's the only dude who didn't start a band to get laid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, fuck these books.
yeah, right. He's like, I just don't want to go to study hall, baby.
Yeah.
And he got into a national, it was either a regional or a national battle of bands. I was having a bit of a hard time following him when he was telling the story, but it was in Florida. It was in Miami is where the battle of the bands was, but they got booked into this battle of the bands and they ended up winning it or coming really close to winning it anyway. And they wrote a song and, you know what? I didn't add it to my playlist, but I'm going to play it. I put out a tweet earlier saying, if you listen to this on Spotify, listen to it right away because it's definitely going to get taken down. Because I couldn't do a Jimmy Hart episode without playing music, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's how I felt about it. Anyway, the band was called the Gentrys. They ended up getting a record deal. They put out a single, and it went crazy on radio in Memphis. And record company wanted to release it as a single. And they released it, I want to say, it was like in two cities in which is weird. It's just such a foreign time, in the 60s. They'd be like, oh, we're going to release it in Knoxville and Louisville. And that's the only place you can fucking buy it. And if it gets over, then we'll give you, we'll actually put it out as a real single. So they did, and it became a huge fucking hit. And Lawler told the story that this is the song. And that's Jimmy singing. And Lawler told the story that it knocked the Beatles off the #1 spot the week that it dropped.
Wow.
I don't know what Beatles song, but I mean something was to knock the Beatles off. But the Gentrys had a #1 song the week after the Beatles were a #1 song.
That's quite a flex. Quite a claim to fame.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that was sort of his thing. He was just a musician. He toured with Dick Clark and the Furious Five or whatever his band was called. And like he was a real thing, and he stayed in Memphis. And at some point, Lawler told the story at the Hall of Fame when he put Jimmy in the Hall of Fame. Lawler's a huge star in Memphis at this point. This is in the late 70s. He was brought in to sing backup on a song that Jimmy Hart was doing. I don't think the Gentrys were still together at this point, but Jimmy was doing something. Lawler comes in. And the way he told the story was by the end of that, after meeting Jimmy, I realized I shouldn't be in music, but he should definitely be in wrestling. And that's what I meant by that fireball personality is what got him into wrestling. Lawler met him and was just like, this guy's a fucking character,
And he could talk. He got that nickname, Mouth of the South, for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, and he was just he was like a tornado,
Yep.
So that's how I got into wrestling, which is just like I've heard a lot of stories about people getting into wrestling in weird ways, but that's one of the weirdest ones I've heard. Someone
totally
comes, yeah. So Lawler made him his manager. Were you I know that this is like 1980. I know you weren't watching Memphis wrestling in 1980, but did you?
I wasn't watching any wrestling in 1980.
Right, but before he left, did we have a way to get Memphis wrestling here?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
My first memory of wrestling is literally Channel 2. Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, me too.
And that's it. And the only other one I knew at the time was WTBS. That was the only other wrestling I had access to at that time. Okay. And then ESPN was carrying AWA a little bit after that.
Okay. I was wondering if some weird channel picked it up because every once in a while there will be something like that, like when Eddie Graham had Florida, it was on the Spanish channel in New York, just weird shit like that happens sometimes. So I was wondering if it got, like Polynesian pro wrestling ended up on like the fucking financial news network for a minute. Like sometimes those cable channels back in the day were looking for content. So sometimes they'd end up with some weird shit,
Well, Channel 44 in our area got UWF.
Yes, which I didn't
11 or midnight, something like that.
And I didn't know until after it was gone, so I never saw it.
Yeah, it was only on for a little while. It wasn't very long, and then it just
We're
kind
talking
of vanished.
about at the time. This is UPN.
It's UPN
it was
now.
not UPN. It was still like KHK 44.
KBHK. It's just an independent.
KBHK. Yes.
It was an independent station. It was before. This is long before UPN existed.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm talking like 86.
Yeah,
something like that. But yeah, Adam, it would be like the CW or UPN, whatever channel it is now. But yeah, we had that. So yeah, you're right. Every once in a while on some random channel on your cable box, you'd get wrestling at some completely oddball time. So it was just kind of hit or miss on which one you got. But I wasn't aware of Memphis being on anywhere.
Okay. So you weren't aware of Jimmy Hart till he went to WWE.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
So in Memphis, he came in as Lawler's manager. And if you watch I've seen a lot of old tapes of him. If you watch old tapes of him, he didn't really do a whole lot. Like he wasn't really, he was more of a valet. He kind of just walked to the ring with him. Lawler was a babyface at the time, so he didn't get involved in the matches. He didn't help him win. Nothing like that went on. But after not too long, I think it was less than a year, Lawler broke his leg. So he's out. And Jimmy Hart, it was actually pretty brilliant. Jimmy Hart turned on him while he had his leg broken, and he came out and cut a promo. And he basically was just like, hey, he said, actually, what do you do with a racehorse with a broken leg? You shoot it. And Jerry Lawler's of no use to me. He can't make me any money, so I'm done with him. And it was like,
nice.
Right. And you just turn on Jerry Lawler like that, the guy who brought you into the company, like you've got instant heat with the fans. Fans fucking hate you.
And that was 1980, you said?
I think it was late 80 or early 81. I didn't write down the exact date. Yeah.
And that dude stayed heel for 13 years.
Yeah.
Never once shifted teams for 13 years. Was that good at his job that they never had to consider swerving him?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then so he basically started a 5-year feud with Lawler. He kind of became, in a weird way, he became like the top heel in the company. You know what I mean? The top heel was never one of the other wrestlers. It was Jimmy Hart using a wrestler. Like he spent 5 years just trying to take the guy out.
We always had an army, right?
Yeah,
like the first family. He had a bunch of people under his tutelage that went after Lawler.
Yes, so I've got just a short list of names on there, which like the names on here are fucking, huge, right? He's got Hogan, King Kong Bundy, Rick Rude. He had Lanny Poffo, Jim the Anvil, Kamala, Ox Baker, Macho Man, Eddie Gilbert, Iron Sheik, and Kevin Sullivan. Like half of those guys are Hall of Famers, and the rest should be Hall of Famers.
Well, let's not forget he also had one of the best tag teams of all time, Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton.
Right, yeah.
Those guys were also under that. It's funny because I actually put like a notable names list together, and I had almost all of those guys. So I'll get to that later. But yeah, you just rattled off like basically that's an all-star team of wrestlers right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a huge, it's like the Southern version of the Heenan family. And so when Lawler came back, dude, he and Jimmy had a fucking cage match, and Lawler beat the fuck out of him. I could only find short clips, but Lawler's in their pile. He hits him with 2 pile drivers, and then the babyface is doing this. He pile drives this 150-pound dude a second time, and then while he's down, he fucking hits him in the face with a fireball.
That's the fans didn't care, dude. Those heel managers were so hated.
The fans wanted fucking blood.
They didn't care that it was lopsided. They literally just wanted, you're right, they just wanted blood.
Yeah. And Jimmy Hart was more than fucking happy to give it to him. Like, that is a dude who wasn't afraid to take a bump, wasn't afraid to take a beating, wasn't afraid to get embarrassed,
And he got real heat.
Heat?
Yeah, and the fans didn't care. They loved Jerry Lawler, and they wanted to see him beat the shit out of Jimmy Hart. And I want to give a lot of credit to Cornette too. Cornette got that same kind of heat in the NWA when he was the Midnight Express manager. The fans hated him so much that in those scaffold matches against the Road Warriors and Rock and Roll Express, they wanted to see Cornette fall and break his legs. They didn't care. They wanted to see that shit because they hated him. Those are managers that do their job extremely well and put all of the focus on the baby face. And they have so much heat that the fans they cannot ever turn on the baby face, no matter how much shit they're kicking out of this little half-pint dude. They don't care. They don't care. And that's just Jimmy Hart being really fucking good at his job.
From early on, it wasn't, it wasn't like he'd been in the business 15 years at this point and was that good. He was just a natural. Even Cornette worked with Jimmy Hart.
Yeah,
so he would have learned from him, and it was almost like they got in the business kind of at the same time. Yeah, but Jimmy Hart was like miles ahead of Cornette in the early days.
Well, and he got fast tracked to the WWF. Corny didn't.
Right. So basically, I just want to mention really quick before we get to that, he managed Andy Kaufman too. So at that point, he was getting
huge.
Right. So he's in the biggest angle. It was sort of, in a way, the biggest angle in wrestling. I mean, it was the one thing that was getting national TV.
Letterman.
There was a Letterman thing and all that. Andy Kaufman was like one of the most famous people in the country at that point.
That's right.
And he's down there fucking around. And he's got Jimmy Hart talking shit for him.
Yep. Andy Kaufman needed a mouthpiece, but they used Jimmy Hart.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. He's there about 5 years and he gets the call to WWF. He's told the story that he got a voicemail. I guess it wasn't a voicemail. It wasn't called voicemail then.
The answering machine.
Yeah. And it was, hey, give me a call. WWF is interested in bringing you in. He thought it was, what the fuck is his name? Austin Idol ribbing him. So he didn't call. Then he gets a call like a week later from Hillbilly Jim, and because Hillbilly had been in Memphis. He was Harley Davidson in Memphis. So Hillbilly was like, what are you doing, dude? Why didn't you call back? And he's like, oh shit, I thought it was a fucking rib. So Hillbilly, connects him, and he ends up flying up to meet Vince. Vince offers him the job, and Jimmy, he did like Heenan. He said, I got to go back for a booking. I can't just go. I can't just ditch Jerry Jarrett.
Doing business the right way. They had taken care of him. He's making sure he closes his chapter properly.
Yeah. And he went back, and the way they wrote him off TV is he poured flour on Lance Russell, and he got suspended for that.
Yeah, forever.
Which was all the crazy shit they did down in Memphis with fireballs and hitting guys with cars and shit. And he gets Jerry Lawler lit Jimmy Hart on fire, and he didn't get suspended.
Yeah, but he pours flour on a dude.
Yeah. And then it was sort of off to the races at that point, right? He shows up in the biggest company in the world, right as they're expanding. He shows up a couple months before WrestleMania, like very beginning of the year. And they put him with Greg Valentine right away, which Valentine he'd been IC champ already. If you followed other territories, he'd already had that feud with Piper down in Mid-Atlantic. Yep. So he was a big deal. Valentine was. And then they give him Bundy.
Yep.
And Bundy, I think, needed a mouthpiece. I mean, he didn't because he was so fucking huge. He might have just been able to get away without even talking. But
it helped, though.
It helped.
The entire time he was in the WWF, he had a manager. And there's a reason for that. If Vince doesn't see that you can carry yourself in a promo, he's going to give you a mouthpiece. Yeah. In the 80s, that's the way it went. If you were a heel that couldn't talk, but pretty much every heel had a manager.
Almost all of them. Yeah. Very few did.
So, I mean, by default, you were getting one anyway, but you're right. Bundy needed one, dude. It helped him a lot.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when there's someone like that, too, like Bundy, I could see being a guy who would accidentally get over with the fans because he's big and fucks people up. And it's kind of like, unless you do something dastardly, what's there to boo about that? Like he beat S.D. Jones in 9 seconds of WrestleMania. It was fucking awesome.
And Jimmy Hart was his manager.
Yeah.
He was also Greg Valentine's manager at one when Greg Valentine lost by countout to Junkyard Dog.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
So already he has a champion in his stable.
Yeah. Right away. Yeah. And then he kind of started, it was sort of like Heenan or, just guys with different territories. He started bringing in or, making suggestions because a bunch of Memphis guys came in around then. He got Macho Man, he got Lanny, he got Coco Beware. Neidhart had been there, but at that point, Neidhart was in Stampede, and he and Brett came in as part of the Stampede deal.
Right.
When Vince bought the territory from Stu and then was going to pay him and then decided he didn't want to pay him for it.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think it was Bruce ran a show and he was like, nope, you broke the deal. I own the territory. I own all your wrestlers. And
then Bad News Brown came in around 87 on the Stampede thing, right?
Yes, Bad News too. But yeah, he came in he came in at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, that's right.
Yeah, a bunch of guys came in from Stampede.
Yep.
Yeah. He traded Bundy to Heenan for Missing Link and Adrian Adonis, which good fucking move, Jimmy. What kind of shit was that?
Yeah, but everybody remembers the flower shop, dude.
I mean, he and Adrian Adonis were great together. Link was not even there very long. I think Link was gone within a year.
No, yeah, he was. He was not there long at all.
Like, I barely remember Missing Link.
Right. Well, that's a lot of people. They remember the face paint, but like as far as him doing any matches, like people barely remember that at all. But everybody remembers the flower shop and that character transition that Adrian Adonis did. Jimmy Hart was the mastermind, all that shit, dude. He made that work. Yeah. Like Adrian was another guy. Maybe didn't need a mouthpiece, but it sure as fuck helped get that extra heat having Jimmy Hart next to him.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, this is when he became the Jimmy Hart that we know. Because in Memphis, he was like, when he was Lawler's valet, he was in like a weird suit, like a prom suit with the bow tie and the ruffle fucking thing.
Yes.
And all that. And he didn't have the hair. When he got over here is when he started wearing the crazy suits with the shit on, they got more elaborate as time went on. They started out with musical notes on him.
Right.
And then he got the haircut. He got that famous hair when he was, as far as I know, he got the famous haircut there. I've never seen anything of him in Memphis with that hair. And the hair evolved as well. It evolved with the suits. Like the hair was kind of dialed down in 85, but by 87, the hair was out of control.
Yep.
And
Jimmy Hart also got an LJN figure, so he got to make that LJN money.
Was that on the first run?
No.
Okay.
No, he was actually, they made a special series called Managers. And so he was part of that. Okay. He was in the Manager series. So, yeah, he got an LJN figure. I mean, that was a big deal at the time. If you got an LJN figure, you were a big deal. Outside of like Ted Arcidi, SD Jones, Outback Jack, there were a few guys that was like, eh. But I mean, Jimmy Hart had a figure.
Ted Arcidi got a LJN.
Dude, Ted Arcidi's figure, yeah, he did. He did. And the ass on that Ted Arcidi figure is fucking insane, dude.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
if you mention to a wrestling figure collector the Ted Arcidi LJN, the first thing they're going to say is, "Oh, the ass on that figure." I'll send you a picture of it, dude. It's insane.
All right.
They spent extra time sculpting his fucking ass.
I mean,
I'm going to send you a picture of it and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't even think. I don't remember Ted Arcidi having a notable ass in real life. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he did or not. I don't remember the real, like...
I just watched one of his matches, like, last week. Remember? I told you I was watching him and fucking...
So the ass didn't stand out, but wait till you see the ass they put on his figure. It's insane.
All right.
Yeah, it's insane.
So two things. One, I've never heard of that name before, Ted Arcidi.
He only had a cup of coffee at him.
Okay, but two, at WrestleCon or your meetup, I'm gonna ask people about hey, Ted Arcidi's ass or his toy's ass, and I just want to hear reactions.
Talk to me about his
like
ass.
A fucking stand-up comedian, dude. People are fucking gonna laugh their ass off if you bring up Ted Arcidi's ass on his LJN.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It's legendary, dude. It's legendary. I'm kind of
scared for it. I don't want to look it up right now. I just want to make it a 1 year mystery.
Look it up.
Really?
Look it up and then share your screen.
I'm looking it up right now, but they're all shot from every picture's from the front. I see a picture of Ted Arcidi with the LJN. I can't. None of these pictures are any. I'll look at it later.
It's good stuff, dude.
Jimmy Hart episodes of devolving into Ted Arcidi's ass.
Here, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna try to pull this picture that's on. I'm in a Facebook group, and it's called Arcidi Cheeks. There you go.
Is it this?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Zoom in, Adam. Zoom in.
Oh yeah, it's magnificent.
And then when you see it from the side,
toy. That's an ass right there.
It looks like
when you look at it from the side, it's even more impressive.
He's in a red singlet, so it looks like a baboon's ass.
Right.
Like it's like sticking out. It's like a ass tulip, dude.
They had no business sculpting the ass that well, but they went above and beyond on that.
Yeah. I've seen movies like that. I don't want to talk about that.
We don't want to talk about that right now.
So he was great. He was really good with he and Adonis were great.
Belly button. What the fuck?
It's like a clown's nose.
Okay. I mean, now we're stepping into fully posable. $55 right now for a 1987 LJN. Is that good or bad, or I don't know?
Worth every penny just
All
to
right.
have that ass.
Take that, Botox.
So they end up putting Jimmy Hart. They bring in the Funks at this point. Vince brings in the Funks, which was I always thought was weird. That I didn't think those guys fit in WWE. I mean, they're great, especially Terry. They just were so different from anything else on that show.
Harley
you know what
Race
I mean?
was too, though, and they
I guess
made
Harley was-
Race work.
I guess Harley was too. I don't know if they made Harley Race work. That's up for debate. I think bringing Harley in was more about getting Harley away from fucking his territory than it was
Maybe.
anything else. Yeah. But the Funks were, I mean, they were awesome, and they really, like, you watch that match, was it at 2? The match,
Yeah, against Tito and Dog.
the match was insane, dude. It was like
It
an
was,
ECW
yeah.
match. They're outside flipping tables over and tossing chairs around. The match was nuts, and that's
It
what
was
I
a
mean by
Terry
they
Funk
didn't.
special.
Yeah, and it was like Terry Funk doing Terry Funk while everybody
Right.
else is starting to turn cartoony.
Right.
You know? I mean, he just missed being there at the same time as Brutus the Barber Beefcake. You know?
And Terry Funk got quite a push when he came up. He was beating
He did.
Junkyard Dog on Saturday night's main events.
Yeah.
Granted, they fed him to Hogan.
Yeah.
But people remember, and it was a very short run from start to finish when you look at it. It wasn't very long,
Yeah.
but it was very memorable. And especially because of that WrestleMania 2 match you mentioned.
Yeah.
Also the fact that his brother was there with him. Dory was in the Federation as well. And they stuck him towards the top of the card.
Also,
So-
Jimmy Jack.
Okay. Okay. You had to bring him into this.
But I thought that was a weird pairing, and I don't think I really ever thought about it until today. But Terry did not need anybody to talk for him or get him heat, so it was
He
kind
did
of
not.
it was sort of a weird. I mean, it was cool, but it was definitely unnecessary.
But by default, how many heels did not have a manager? Jake.
Yeah, very few. Jake. Yeah.
That's about it, dude.
DiBiase.
Okay,
Right.
that's true. That's true. But they gave
Yeah.
him a valet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very few. Like
It was
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah, it was rare. And if you didn't have a manager, you were on the bottom of the card.
Exactly. Yes,
So,
you were towards
yeah.
the bottom.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was just the style of the company at the time.
Yes.
But this is sort of the beginning of Jimmy Hart. So Jimmy Hart, Bobby Heenan was definitely positioned higher as a manager in the company.
Yes, he
And
was.
Bobby Heenan was the guy who would typically fuck around with Hogan, you know, because he had Bundy at 2, he had Andre at 3.
Correct.
He was sort of with Andre at 4.
Yes.
You know, and that was Bobby Heenan's role in the company, which was Bobby Heenan's role in AWA. Jimmy Hart kind of became the tag team guy. He was sort of like
Yes.
the 80s Captain Lou, because Captain Lou's the guy that had like 12 tag team championships. Jimmy was the mid-card manager. Did he have anybody that went after Hogan besides Earthquake in any kind of big match?
Terry Funk.
Okay, well, besides that, I don't think he did.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't. But that all kind of changed when Honky won the title in May of '87.
Right, because that
Because-
became like the centerpiece of his crew.
Right, because the Bulldogs lost the titles to the Hart Foundation. That was February of '87, and 3 months later he had the mid card title. So you're right; they handed Jimmy kind of the mid card and the tag team titles. Like,
Yeah.
go with this. You're handling basically the middle of the card, and Heenan's going to run with Hogan.
Yeah.
And when you're running simultaneous shows in separate cities, you
Yeah.
kind of need that. Right, you
Absolutely.
need your mid card heel, and you need your top of the card heel because they need to go fight the big baby faces at the time. And Jimmy kind of played that role perfectly.
Right, and on house shows, the IC champ would headline the other show. Whatever show Hogan wasn't headlining, it was probably going to be whoever was IC champ, which it was either Honky Tonk Man or Jimmy's guy who was working with whoever was the champ at the time.
Or he had his tag teams working at the top of the card. It could have been Bulldogs and Hart Foundation, Hart Foundation and Killer Bees, Hart Foundation and Rougeos, especially if they were in Canada. But yeah, Jimmy could run that other card, no problem at all.
Yeah. And so just like to that point of all the guys he managed at 3, he was in 3 matches. He came to the ring 3 times that night, and they were big. They were matches that mattered. It was Adrian versus Piper,
Which was huge. That was Piper's retirement match.
Yeah, it was Piper's retirement match. And then it was the Hart Foundation of the Bulldogs No, I'm sorry. It was the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis versus the Bulldogs and Tito. And this is when the as silly as it sounds, the heel referee, Danny Davis, was a big angle. It was a big part of the show.
It was gigantic, and it just goes back to a guy that can get heat on himself and make the fans hate him so much. And what's going to do that more than a crooked referee? Listen when you go to a baseball game or a football game or a basketball game and how much the people are yelling at the refs. What happens in wrestling too? People are screaming at the ref. Well, when that ref swerves a little bit heel and is intentionally making bad calls, oh, you're gonna fucking lose your shit. And that's what happened in '87. And Danny Davis turned heel. It was fucking brilliant. And they stuck him with Jimmy Hart. Even more heat on Danny Davis. So yeah, it was a huge deal when Danny Davis. So Danny Davis, he had much of a run. Yeah, but when it happened, it was huge, and Jimmy Hart was right there for it.
Right. Yeah, and then his third match of the night was Honky Tonk versus Jake, which was also a featured match because Alice Cooper wasn't Jake the Snake. And Alice Cooper, for people who don't know, Alice Cooper was huge at the time.
Yes,
absolutely. I mean, he'd been huge for 10 years at that point, or more than 10 years.
And they had Ozzy the year before that. So yeah, they were definitely cashing in on the music scene for sure still. Yeah.
And after the match, Alice Cooper attacked Jimmy Hart with Damien.
With Damien, that's
right.
He
ran him off with Damien, and that's just another Jimmy Hart getting embarrassed, I got to be afraid of the snake and run my ass up that aisle to get out of here.
Doing what's best for business. That's what Jimmy always did. You want to put a snake on me, baby? Go ahead and put a snake on me. You want me to lose my pants and have a junkyard dog stick a branding iron on my ass? I'll do that too. I don't even care. Always what's best for business with Jimmy Hart.
Exactly. And then a year later at 4, he had the match. He was there with Honky Tonk Man and against Beefcake. And it was, how did the match end? There was a Beefcake's in the sleeper. Jimmy Hart hits the referee from behind with a megaphone.
Yep.
That was Jimmy Corderas. He legit knocked him out. Actually, he didn't knock him out.
Up, yeah.
Well, he didn't do it. Corderas said it wasn't Jimmy's fault. He said he hit his head on the mat when he went down.
Yeah, Corderas fucked up. The way he fell, he knocked himself out.
Yeah, but if you go back and watch that, he's kind of just in the background. They're not focusing on the ref, but the other refs are out there like carrying him away and shit. Yeah. They come to rescue him. Yeah, it's like when the midgets come and rescue the midgets in Jackass in the bar scene. like the midget EMTs show up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
And Peggy Sue was at ringside for that.
And Peggy Sue was Sensational Sherry.
That was Sensational Sherry,
which
exactly.
Nobody knew. I had no idea for 20 years.
Same, dude.
20 years before I did that. Yeah.
Yep.
But Jimmy ends up getting put to sleep. Honky Tonk Man was out, but the referee's down. The match is over. Brutus grabs him. No, he didn't put him to sleep. I'm sorry. He just grabbed him and cut his fucking hair.
He cut Jimmy's hair. Again, doing what's best for business to entertain the fans. Jimmy doesn't care. He's going to do it all.
Yeah. And then he wore a beret, right? Did he start wearing a beret?
He did, because he was also, that's the night that the Hart Foundation turned face. Right. So the beret fit the gimmick for the Fabulous Rougeaus, who he started managing after the Hart Foundation left him.
Right. He had also managed Dino Bravo not long after that, right? Because Frenchie was gone.
That's correct.
Yeah, did Frenchie die? What happened to Frenchie? Something happened, right? There was I'm
not quite sure what happened to Frenchie Martin. I don't know. All of a sudden, Jimmy Hart was managing him.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah,
Frenchie Martin.
Yeah. Look, fact check that, Adam. What happened to Frenchie Martin? It was a waste of fucking space as far as managers go.
Oh, totally. Jimmy did a way better job.
Yeah. And then, so where was I?
WrestleMania 4.
WrestleMania 4. So that's what he did at 4. So more of him
how he passed?
Well, no. I mean, I know
like what he was doing with Dino Bravo, like his history with Dino Bravo, like when he came in and when he left and Jimmy Hart took over.
What year did he die? Just tell me that.
16.
Okay, so he didn't leave because he died.
No.
That's all I needed to know. I just couldn't remember if he died, was gone because that's why. Because you would be gone.
And he seemed like one of those guys that got the job because he was somebody's friend. Like Gorilla owed him a favor, so he's like, fucking come work with us for a year and we'll take care of you. And
he probably came in, I don't know if Vince actually, I don't know if Vince actually bought the Montreal territory, but if he did, that's probably when he probably bought the Montreal territory, right? And got the Rougeaus and Dino Bravo.
That makes sense.
And Frenchie with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if he bought every fucking territory, so he probably bought out, I don't know if that was Eddie Quinn who was running it at that point.
When Rick Martel came in around 87 as well. Would that have anything to do with that territory?
No, I don't think so, because he'd been in AWA, right?
He was in the AWA, yes.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that was straight like he jumped from the AWA to the WWF. But it was like 86 or 87 when he came in with Tom Zank as the Can-Am Connection.
Right. I'd have to look that up to see if that's why those guys, but they did all come in right around the same time. So
yeah, they did.
It's very possible he bought them because that's how it was. He'd buy a territory and bring in the top guys.
Exactly.
That way he could go run shows in that area and put those guys on top.
That's it. That was Vince's MO, man.
Yeah. So you already mentioned a couple of them. So, he was a big tag team guy. So he had the Funks, he had the Hart Foundation, he had the Rougeos. Later on, he had the Nasty Boys, he had the Natural Disasters, and he had Money Incorporated.
He had Rhythm and Blues as well.
Oh, he had Rhythm and Blues. I forgot about them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he got Greg Valentine again.
Yeah, Greg Valentine twice. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and those guys never won tag team gold, but there were other tag teams he had that you just mentioned.
What?
Well, Rhythm and Blues never got the tag titles.
Oh, I think
there were other guys that you just mentioned that did get the tag titles.
Okay, the way you said that, I thought you meant the guys I mentioned didn't win the tag team gold, but then
no. They totally did.
I got you. Yeah, it's not the beer, I promise.
Wait, according to this, Jimmy Hart did not manage Frenchie Martin.
No. Frenchie Martin managed Dino Bravo. Don't do anything. Just stop him from entering the room.
That's just a moment. That's not monologue worthy.
It's funnier than you realize it is, Adam.
Okay.
He's like, oh, that's fair. Fuck it. No, Frenchie Martin managed Dino Bravo, and then at some point, Jimmy Hart
he took over.
Yeah, and that's also the same time that Earthquake came in. So Dino and Earthquake kind of became a tandem.
Yeah,
in the middle of that search that got skewed. So got it. Okay.
Yeah, he brought Earthquake in. They were doing like a push-up contest, right? With Warrior, it was Dino Bravo, Warrior.
Yes.
And you can just kind of, I think the way they were shooting it, if I remember right, you kind of could just see this giant dude in the background.
Yeah, they had him in shot.
Yeah, because they're making sure you can see him in the background because as soon as they start teasing, we're going to bring someone in to have him sit on your back. You're like, oh, it's got to be that dude. It's got to be that giant dude.
It's going to be that heavy set dude right there. He's a huge guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was him, and then he comes in, and of course he fucking squishes Ultimate Warrior.
Exactly.
Which was great.
You loved it.
Yeah, he would later go on to squish Damien. And
killed Damien. Yeah, they killed a snake on TV on Saturday morning cartoon time.
Yeah.
They're killing snakes.
They murdered an animal.
Yeah. Yeah. Damien didn't even have a chance. He was still in the fucking bag.
He couldn't defend himself or escape.
No.
Yeah.
He couldn't bite or wrap himself around Earthquake. He just had a chance. He was in the fucking bag.
Yeah, so if you never...
PETA?
Yeah, so for anyone who's never seen Earthquake or seen his finisher, it was called the Earthquake Splash. The Earthquake Splash? Earthquake something?
I think it was just the Earthquake Splash, yeah.
Yeah, it was Earthquake Splash. He would hit the ropes. You're down middle of the ring, and he would hit the ropes running parallel to you, and he would jump and just land on your chest with his ass. It's sort of like a bonsai drop, but like a running bonsai drop.
Yeah.
Like Naya. If you've never seen Earthquake, you might have never seen Yoko do it. Like Naya's bonsai drop. It's kind of like a running version of that. So he did it to a snake that was wrapped up in a bag under Jimmy Hart's direction.
Yes. Yeah, Jimmy's like, hey, fuck that snake. That thing
killed
was
the
on me
snake.
at 3. Fuck that snake.
Right. Yeah, he wanted revenge on the snake for fucking 4 years ago.
And then he showed up on Primetime Wrestling and made snake burgers.
Snake burgers, yeah.
Adam, can you double check Earthquake? Can you fact check his finishing move, please? Was it called the Earthquake Splash, or did it I keep wanting to say it had a name.
Yeah, it definitely had a name. So I never really thought about it before, but there's at least 2 times in WWE where somebody cooked somebody's
Earthquake Splash.
There you go.
Earthquake
you were
Splash,
right,
yeah.
dude.
So they would repeat this angle later when Boss Man cooked, who was it, Al Snow's dog?
Boss Man cooked, made pepper steaks. Because the
Made
dog's
pepper
name was
steaks.
Pepper.
Yeah, he fed pepper to Al Snow.
Yeah.
And this was after Earthquake had made Earthquake burgers out of that snake.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't remember if anybody, who ate those?
The burgers? Nobody ate them. I think he was eating them himself. And he made like Damien burgers. Hey, hold on. I got to get my charger for the iPad. It's for some reason the battery was drained. Let me go get my charger. I'll be right back.
All right.
Carry on.
Okay.
Damn. I don't know any places around here that would have snake burgers. I mean, just missed opportunity. But that's fucked up.
There used to be a fondue place that had python. but I never had it because they got it delivered on Fridays. And
You told the story not far from your place.
Yeah, up
Right?
in Los
Nice,
Gatos, I
nice.
think. Yeah, I always wanted to try it, but I never. We went there at least twice, and it was gone both times. I had yak or something, or llama, maybe llama. They had some other exotic meats. At the fondue place? Okay, they had alligator.
I've definitely had alligator before.
Yeah, I've had
I've
alligator.
never
I've had
snakes.
alligator a couple
Okay.
times. I had kangaroo in England.
Ooh.
That's probably the most exotic thing I've had since I didn't get the snake.
Well, we'll see what we could do for the feast for the final episode. Chances are I'm not going to find snake, so whatever.
I mean, we
Or
can
llama.
get a snake. You know what I mean? Like if you want
If
you want to cook
internet.
on the internet, I can go to the fucking vivarium in Berkeley and get a snake. You know what I mean?
Stop.
Like if you want to cook a snake, it's not hard. It's not hard to procure a snake.
Just snake. Okay.
You know? Yeah. That's okay. Snakes are evil. It's not like eating a dog. So anyway, yeah. So you alluded to this earlier. He was a heel for all those years. What did you say it was? 9 years, 13 years?
13 years.
He eventually turned face in, I guess that would have been 93, when Money Incorporated were one of his tag team champions. So
Correct.
You had said that. He turned face when Money Incorporated attacked Beefcake, and it was like hockey. It was a face-off.
There's going to be a face-off.
Yeah. He was just like, dude, this is going too far. You guys don't need to do this. The guy's face is half missing, and he has to wear a mask, and you guys are beating the fuck out of him. And he actually got on top of him to protect him.
He protected him.
And that was just kind of out of nowhere, just sort of out of nowhere. He was just like, you know what? That's how fucking evil Ted DiBiase was, that he turned a lifelong heel babyface like that.
Right. You thought kicking the basketball was bad. He was ready to fucking destroy a guy's face.
He was going to kick his face off.
Yeah, right. Yes. And Jimmy turned face. That's the first time since he started managing Lawler.
Yeah, which was a really short time.
Yeah, and Jimmy Hart, literally, like you said, nobody saw it coming, which sometimes those are the best face turns. And
Yeah,
you're
when
like,
it's not
wow,
teased.
okay, where does this go? Like, who's Jimmy going to manage? And then he managed Beefcake and Hogan against his old team at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they won that match. You can go back and listen to that episode. And none of the three of them were around much longer. Hogan's last match was King of the Ring.
Yeah.
That year, I think we did that episode too.
Yes, we did.
We did. That's a long time ago. And that was the last night.
to kiss his feet.
Right. That was the last night in the company for all three of them. Hogan, Beefcake, and Jimmy Hart. They were gone.
Yeah, and this is where basically Jimmy Hart is now attached at the hip to Hulk Hogan. That all kind of started right around this, and you really never saw Hogan without Jimmy.
Oh no!
so-
it was like having a tumor attached to him or something.
Him and Beefcake both. Like they each just grabbed onto one coattail and off they went, and they just rode that thing. Both guys didn't come back with Hogan. Neither did when Hogan came back to the company in 2002. But all through WCW, those guys just latched on and they rode that wave.
Yeah. So he did. Well, Hogan even brought him to Thunder in Paradise because when Hogan left, it was to do that shitty TV show, and Jimmy Hart came and wrote some of the music for it because we haven't even gotten to that, which I'm gonna get to. We haven't even gotten to his music besides the Gentrys. He wrote music for that shitty TV show, and then when Hogan gets hired, he brings Jimmy in with him. And now Jimmy's he'd been in the hearts, the jackets had hearts all over him, or it had music notes when he was in the Hawk. He would change his jacket depending on who he's in the ring with.
That's right. That's right.
And then he started going to the airbrush stuff later, like with the Natural Disasters and the Nasty Boys. And from this point on, it was all airbrush, yellow and red. It was Hogan.
All yellow and red. I guess we should mention, too, Hogan was Jimmy Hart's first heavyweight champion.
Yes, he was.
Because he won that heavyweight title at 9 after the show when he beat Yoko. And that was Jimmy's first ascension to top of the card. And then he was gone in 3 months.
Right. Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah,
the timing of it was
weird,
so weird. Yeah, but it was Vince sort of just like purging the old, you know what I mean? It was like, that was really
Heenan was going to be gone. He was doing commentary at that point.
He was gone within a year.
Mr. Fuji was still with Yoko
Yeah, but then
But
Yoko.
I mean, Slick was gone. Johnny Valiant, Johnny V was gone.
Yeah.
Captain Lou was gone. Like all those guys that were golden era staples, manager wise. Like we said, every heel had a manager.
Yeah.
The tide had completely shifted by '93.
And the wrestlers, I mean, Macho Man was out for no reason.
Macho Man too, yeah,
know?
who still
Yeah,
had a lot
he's-
left in the tank, and Vince was like, "Nah, you're
Yeah.
a commentary guy now."
Right, all those guys, Rude, all those guys. You know, nobody was left by 93, 94. By like 94, it was almost, if you look at the roster from like WrestleMania 7 and look at it at 10,
Completely
fucking
different, dude.
off the top of my head, Brett might be the only guy who was on both of those shows.
Bulldog was.
Okay, Bulldog. Okay, so there's
Yeah, but
two.
I mean, yeah, a short fucking list, dude. Yes,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right. Piper, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's a super short list of who was at 7 and who was at 10. But yeah, Vince did a big time roster purge because that's when the new era was starting, right? They were
Right.
moving away from the steroids because of the whole steroid scandal thing,
Mm-hmm.
bringing in the skinnier guys. And Hogan's like, fuck this. Let's go make money in WCW. And Jimmy and Brutus were like, fuck yeah, brother. And then
Well,
they went off with Hogan and made their money.
And WCW didn't mind steroids.
Right. There's no testing here.
Yeah, that's why
This is
Roddy
where
Piper. That's why
where
Roddy
big
Piper
boys
and Macho
play.
Man. Yeah, Roddy and Macho Man started doing them when they got to WCW.
Yeah, that's where the big boys play. Look
Yeah,
at the
they're both like-
adjective.
Yeah, they're both like 50 pounds with 30 more pounds of muscle suddenly.
Yeah.
Or 50 years old, I mean, with 30 more pounds of muscle.
Jimmy Hart's doing steroids. He's like, fuck it, I might as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Hart bulked up to $160.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on Matilda. So he managed Hogan in WCW too, and Hogan was his second world champion, right?
Correct. Yes, he won the WCW title.
Yeah. And then Jimmy goes back to his old ways, which he was much better at anyway. He turned heel on Hogan, and he went after him with the Giant. So it was sort of like get the new, kind of go get the new guy. And why did he turn on Hogan? Was there a coherent angle?
It's almost the same reason Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar and went with the Giant.
Just because he thought he was better?
Just because you thought he was better. But
Okay.
it was like Jimmy Hart took his playbook from Memphis
Yeah,
and
sort
brought
of.
it to WCW and almost did the same thing over again.
Right, that's what he did with Lawler. He was just like, you're no use to me anymore. I can do better.
And that's what he did with Hogan. And
this
then,
Giant-
so he swerved heel.
Yeah. And then it was kind of, I don't know. Then he was just sort of like a manager who was there. He just kind of, he managed Dungeon of Doom, the Faces of Fear. He put the First Family back together, but the First Family was lame. It was
Well, he
fucking-
managed Flair to a title win.
He managed
over
Flair to a
Savage.
title win. That's true. He
So
did do
Flair was
that.
his third heavyweight champion.
Yeah. But his new First Family was lame. It was like Hugh Morris and Knobs.
Not the same,
And
yeah.
Finley and Barbarian, which
And the Dungeon of Doom was...
Dungeon of Doom was stupid. Face of Fear
Yeah.
was stupid. And
Oh,
then
come on. Okay, Faces of Fear. Come on. They never won the tag titles.
Yeah.
But, dude, Meng and Barbarian, come on. That's a badass fucking tag team,
I guess
dude.
you're right. It was just maybe it was just the name that bothered me, and I didn't like the way I didn't like the way Meng looked at that point. I thought he looked goofy.
Okay.
So I guess you're right. They're a badass team, but they made him lame.
I think if you
Faces
put
of
the tag
Fear?
titles on those guys and you book them stronger, people
Yeah.
have a different opinion to the Faces of Fear. I think they were just booked poorly.
When the name is terrible, like whose
It's not
face
great.
whose
Yeah.
face shows fear? Theirs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Are they naming the opponent or are they naming the team?
Their name, well, it's like you see Meng and Barbarian. Those are the Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. It's
Yeah.
WCW, dude.
Yeah.
There's no right. They had the ding dongs. Like, what are you going to fucking do?
Or I guess they're Fear's face, right?
We fear faces.
If Fear had a face, it would look like them.
Yes, I think
guess.
that's what the thing was. Yes.
Okay, well, fuck, dude. I mean, that's some twisted fucking syntax there.
Well, they never bothered to put the tag titles on them, so it's fine.
Yeah. Then he ended up kind of in the later years, just like anybody else we've ever talked about who went to WCW in the later years, they just did some stupid shit.
That's it.
It was those later years of WCW felt like they were just filling time.
That's
You know,
the
they
best way to describe it. Just
Yeah.
going through the motions.
He ended up for some reason he had a fucking match with Bubba the Love Sponge at a house show, which that I had to be Tampa, I guess.
It would make sense. He faced Mancow too.
He wrestled Mancow a couple times. He had a hardcore match with Norman Smiley. Just a bunch of
Yeah.
shit that didn't really make sense. Like, you don't want Jimmy Hart, I don't know, a hardcore match put him in a regular match. Like Heenan would get in a match once in a while and get his ass kicked. But
well, we talked earlier,
match,
like in his match against Lawler, like the fans want to see Jimmy Hart get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Well, in 1998, 1999, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see Jimmy Hart getting beat up by fucking Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah.
He didn't have the same kind of heat then. It doesn't hold as much weight. It doesn't mean as much. At that point, people are just checking out, and Jimmy Hart's taking an ass whipping for no reason, bumping his ass off, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And then WCW folded, and I forgot until I was reading about him today. I'd heard this before, but he started a company that never got off the ground. It was called XWF.
Yeah.
And he taped a couple pilots, and he had some stars, but then Vince fucking brought them all in because their contracts were up.
Well, he was trying to recreate that magic of the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah,
right? And it didn't pan out. Because like you said, Vince fleeced everybody.
Yeah, and they shot at Universal Studios.
Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, and it was like the idea was for it to be a family-friendly show, so I don't think it would have worked in the first place.
No.
Not in 2001, you know.
In 2001, dude, no. People were chanting, "We want to see your tits," and like, show your tits, and they wanted violence. They were watching ECW. Like, nobody wanted family-friendly.
Right, Vince is fucking Trish on the other channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, and you got the Playboy bunnies, our WWE chicks, dude. Like, no.
Yeah, right,
no, you're going in the wrong direction, man. You're misreading the room here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so he had Hogan, Piper, Lawler, and Hennig, and Vince brought all of them. And he wasn't, and I'm sure he wasn't doing that to shut down Jimmy Hart. You know what I mean? Like, I think those were just for guys worth bringing in.
Yeah, he's like, hey, let's take a flyer on these guys, see what happens. Hogan worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Hennig did not. And then he went to, he ended up, TNA is kind of where he finished off, and TNA kind of made sense because he started out working for Jerry Jarrett. He finished off working for Jeff. And it wasn't actually, I don't know if their headquarters were actually in Memphis, but they taped in Orlando. So it was Memphis-esque. It wasn't Memphis, but, you know.
He also had a friendlier schedule working TNA.
Yes, right. Yeah. And he had somebody, I mean, TNA at the time was great. I mean, he was working for somebody who knew how to at least somehow book a show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like Jeff Jarrett knew what he was doing. It wasn't fucking Russo and, Dixie. Or it wasn't Russo and Ferrara over at WCW.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it was actually good. I loved TNA in those early years. And that was kind of it. That was sort of his run. He's made random appearances here and there, always with Hogan, or almost always with Hogan. Like he was on Legends House, which was actually a really cool show. It was like as fake as any other reality show you've ever watched, but it was entertaining. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
But every on screen, like a Raw, for example, most of all those were with Hogan. There were the occasional exceptions, but pretty much everything, again, staying attached to Hogan. Mm-hmm. You know, and one of the first things when Hogan passed, I was like, has anybody checked on Jimmy? Like, how's Jimmy Hart doing? Because, I mean, okay, we make jokes. Okay, he rode his coattails, whatever. But the dude worked. Like, he earned a spot. Like, make your arguments against Beefcake, whatever, but you can't argue against Jimmy. Like, Jimmy was working his ass off.
He was literally there.
He was. I mean, he kind of
appearance at that first Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, when Hogan got booed out of the building.
Yeah, and got Jimmy booed with him. Fucking
and because I was like backing into the walkway with the flag, like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
that was exactly
poor Jimmy's
what I was
trying
thinking.
To hide, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? For being 81 years old, he waved his ass off with that flag, dude. He stood there waving that flag that whole time. I'm like, that old man's in decent shape. You know, I'd be blown up if I did that. I'm
absolutely.
Half his age.
But I mean, it goes to show 2025, Jimmy Hart is still relevant, and he's still making appearances, and he's still answering his phone. You know what I mean? He's all about the business, and the dude deserves his flowers.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. One drunk fact I found out about him, in 86, he won a $50,000 battle royal at the Garden.
That is actually on a Coliseum home video. I don't remember which one, but he hid under the ring and let basically the last two guys eliminate themselves.
Okay.
And then he jumped into the ring and he won the battle royal. That is on a Coliseum home video, but I don't know which one.
Okay, I was wondering how he did it. I knew it was something.
It was shenanigans. Yeah. You've seen so many heels do it, but Jimmy did it in fucking 86, which I thought was great. I'm
going to look that up because those Coliseum videos are on Peacock.
They don't have all of them, though.
Okay, I thought
it could have been one of those, like, volume 1. You know what I mean? They have all the volumes. They had a shit ton of volumes. Not all of them are up there.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can find it.
Jimmy Hart also won the AWA Southern Heavyweight title in 1981.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was a heavyweight champion.
He was a heavyweight champion. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe it was in my notes and I just missed it. Yeah.
He held it for 5 days.
5 days. Yeah.
He won and basically took a pin.
Longer than
to hand
Finn
it off to-
Balor.
Ouch. Longer than Yokozuna in WrestleMania 9, too.
I think he defended it once, too, didn't he?
Well, he definitely defended it because he lost it.
I mean, I think he might have had
like a stablemate.
Yeah, but I think he might. Right, but I think he actually had a defense and won. I'd have to go back and look, but I think he did.
That's how you get heat, man.
Yeah. Put the fucking title on Jimmy for no reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be like if they gave Jim Cornette the U.S. title in 1986 in the NWA.
Yeah.
Fans would want to fucking lynch him, dude. Like, that's big money when you put the title on a manager. Oh, my goodness. You're printing your own money at that point because people are going to go to the next show to watch him lose.
Because you know what's going to happen. You know he's not going to hold it long, you know?
Exactly, yes.
Like he can't beat anybody up.
Exactly, yes. 150-pound weakling. Yep.
So his music. So I assume most people know a lot about Jimmy Hart and his music, but I really don't know. And I don't know how many of our listeners have been watching for a long time or, I don't really know. But the dude wrote so many songs. Like, he wrote more than I even realized when I started looking into this. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I get to his music, we mentioned earlier, Wimp Busters.
Yes.
So I'm just going to play a bit of it because it's a full song. So it's Jerry Lawler. It's obviously the Ghostbusters theme. I'm not going to play much of it because, like, the Ghostbusters theme really doesn't have a lot to say in the first place. And this is really similar. So I'm going to start with this. And let me see. I got to skip ahead.
Did Jimmy Hart write this?
I don't know who wrote this. I mean, obviously, the great Ray Parker Jr. wrote the music.
Right.
Here we go.
Someone strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
I feel like Jimmy Hart couldn't have written it because it's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great, though. They did a whole music video for it. Like, Macho Man's in the video. And Jerry Lawler's
Wasn't
like...
it that Jerry Lawler made a new version in spite of him and called him a name?
Yeah, Wimp.
Wimp.
Instead of the... Okay.
It's Wimp Busters. That's the name of the song I'm playing.
Oh, this is that. Never mind.
Oh, did you think I was just playing the Ghostbusters song for no reason?
No, his version of... Never mind.
Yeah, I'm totally lost here.
Is Jerry Lawler covering Ghostbusters?
Yeah, it's like a Jerry Lawler... It's like if Jerry Lawler was Weird Al, and he's doing a parody of Ghostbusters. But the video is like, there's a chick in a bikini on the beach for some reason, and then at one point, Jerry Lawler's like in a bathroom holding a chick who's like passed out. I don't really know what that's about. But then there's just clips of Jerry Lawler beating him up in the ring. There's one great one where Jimmy's just outside not doing anything. Lawler just dives through the ropes, goes out there, decks his ass, and gets right back in. And Jimmy takes a bump into the crowd. It's awesome. It's a great... I'll tweet this video. Everybody needs to watch this video because it's incredible.
It's a good thing Jerry Lawler put a shot of himself roofing a chick and then going to the bathroom with her.
That's what it looks like. You're like, what is wrong? What's he? He's holding her. He's like holding... It looks like he's sitting on the toilet holding her.
Is it in a Burger King?
Well, that was quite a pun right there, Scott. Well done. All right, so I'm going to start
That's not uncommon for the time, though. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they did wrestling music back then.
Oh,
Right?
I think
Vince
you meant-
had the fucking...
I thought you meant
the
roofies.
slammies or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right? And he was out there with the saxophone. AWA did the Wrestle Rock.
Yeah, they did Wrestle Rock, and there were music videos, and even into the 90s, like the Thrill Seekers, that famous video. They did a bunch of those in Smoky Mountain.
The Road Warriors did a music video.
Yeah.
So this was very, very common at the time for like top guys to just make a fucking music video.
Yeah, and it's like cheesy as fuck, but at the time it was cool.
It was very fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
But the Chicago Bears, it wasn't just wrestling. The Chicago,
Chicago
Bears
Bears
did a song. The San
Super
Francisco
Bowl
49ers did
Shuffle.
a song. That's right, the Super Bowl Shuffle. So
Right.
it was very common for well-known franchises or big guys in wrestling to do this. Because MTV was new at the time. So music videos were like all the rage. So let's fucking just jump on that train.
Don Johnson
Rock and
did
wrestling
one.
was a thing.
Yeah. Man, everybody really was on coke in the 80s.
Dude, it was
I mean,
wild.
these are terrible ideas.
Studio 54 was fun.
Okay, so we'll go through a few more of his songs. Some of these everybody knows. So here's his most famous one. Obviously, we all know this song. If you know Jimmy Hart wrote music, you know he wrote this song in particular.
This is his biggest and best.
Yeah, this is his Master of Puppets.
So I actually have a list of the other ones that he did outside of that, because that is easily, hands down, his most famous.
Okay. Go down the list, and the ones I have, I made a playlist. So the ones I have, I'll play a snippet of.
Well, one that everybody remembers too, that might be his second most famous, the Honky Tonk Man.
I didn't put that on here.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Yeah, that one's just kind of boring.
Brutus Beefcake.
That's even more
The
boring.
Rockers.
The Rockers was great.
The Hart Foundation.
Yeah,
Crush.
which I have no idea what that sounds like.
It's heavy guitars. It's actually fucking badass.
Most of his stuff was.
The Rougeaus, Dusty Rhodes, which actually had
Rougeaus-
lyrics and was awesome.
Yeah, the Dusty song was great. The Rougeau song was awesome too.
Another one that a lot of people remember, I remember very, very clearly, Legion of Doom.
Yeah, and I didn't like theirs. I thought their song sucked.
It's not Iron Man.
Right.
The Nasty Boys.
Don't remember theirs. I hate the Nasty Boys, so, you know.
This one arguably would be his third best behind Honky Tonk Man, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, and I should have put that one on the list. I kind of just ran out of time.
The Mountie.
The Mountie, I have that one. This one's incredible. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, the Mountie was Jacques Rougeau, who was one of the Rougeaus. So when the Rougeaus split up, he suddenly decided he was a Mountie. I think there's got to be some kind of training you have to go through, to
There has
become
to
a
be
Mountie.
some sort of test.
Yeah, I
with
don't think
the
you
pass.
just do it. I don't think you know what I mean. But
You
he
can't just
did
grab a shock stick and be a Mountie.
yeah, maybe he had started it before becoming a wrestler. He was halfway through the program and he picked up where he left off. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I'd never heard of a Mountie. This is my introduction to Mounties.
Same. We're talking 1991. I wasn't cultured at the time.
Yeah, right.
I was in like
Yeah.
10th grade, dude. Like,
Yeah. But he came out in the whole Mountie gimmick, and he had the shock stick, which even looking at it here, I don't know what it is, but it's wrapped up in red fucking duct tape.
well, because red
it's
means
just like-
danger,
Yeah, it does, and it matches the coat.
right?
But I don't know what's actually under it. You can't even. It just looks like the jankiest shit you've ever seen, or it might be ring tape actually.
They just cut
the
the
rope
handle
tape.
off Boss Man's nightstick and called it a shock stick.
It kind of looks like that, but it's bigger. Yeah, but anyway, here's this song, and you're right. This is one of Jimmy's.
Catchy as fuck.
Yep.
And you want to see him get his ass kicked.
I'm like 12 years old or something, right? I want to see him. I want to see him get his ass kicked,
Yes.
but I want him to take his time getting into the ring because I want to hear the whole song play. You know what I mean? I love the song.
You're kind of hoping Mountie wins because you want to hear it again.
I want to hear it again, just like Billy and Chuck. Exactly, it was one of his best songs. Yeah. I'll keep going with your list.
Hulk Hogan in WCW.
Yeah.
Sting in WCW. Mm-hmm. NWO Wolfpack. Mm-hmm. 3 Count. The Big Boss Man.
I got that one because that's one of my favorites too.
It's one of the best, dude.
Yeah. I loved, like, they don't have that anymore. I loved when wrestlers' songs were written for them and about them. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
Cody's is clearly written for him and about him. Becky's might be. I'm not sure, but her new one sounds like it is. Like,
Randy Orton with voices. That one's perfect for him. But this one was 100% Boss Man. Dusty Rhodes, 100% Boss Man. DiBiase was literally him singing about himself.
Yeah.
Like, they're so fucking great. And Jimmy Hart was behind that.
That's what I mean. Randy Orton's, I don't know if it was written with him in mind or if it was just written and he took the song. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But these songs were like that. And there was a lot more of that back then than there is now. It was much more common.
So he also wrote a couple of pay-per-view theme songs. SummerSlam 1988, which is going to be our next episode.
No, it's not. And I wasn't going to tease that anyway.
Oh, wait. It's not?
Well, first of all, no, it's going to be our last episode, but now we changed which year it was going
Well,
to
no,
be.
we have 2 more.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, but it's
Okay,
changed.
let's talk after. I'll do that if you want, but we had a different one.
I literally thought it was Jimmy Hart in SummerSlam 88 and then the last episode.
No, SummerSlam
It's a
88
different
was
one.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll watch 2 SummerSlams.
No. Scratch that. Never mind.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk after.
Yeah, we'll talk after.
Because
So
I
you
did
Have
want
each
to
other's information.
because 88's good. 88's really good.
It's outstanding. Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, Jimmy Hart fucks the Hart Foundation at SummerSlam 88.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania 6 was the other pay-per-view that he wrote the music
Oh,
for.
yeah. I didn't play the SummerSlam music because now we started talking about this one. Like, if you told me, like, if you played this for me, I'm not sure I'd remember exactly which pay-per-view it was from.
Would also double for
But
the Royal Rumble later.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's probably why I wouldn't remember. I would know it's not
Yes.
WrestleMania because WrestleMania was this one.
Right. That's
Yeah.
not Jimmy, though. That's not Jimmy.
I think this is Jimmy.
This WrestleMania is? Is
I
this
think
6?
so. I think so.
Oh,
no,
there
this
you
is
go.
7.
That's
this is 7.
iconic.
Yeah. It's 7, but I think it was 6, 7, 8, 9 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Multi-use.
Yes.
So there you go. Jimmy Hart and music. Absolutely synonymous.
Well, and he's got one more that wasn't on your list.
Oh.
You don't recognize this hit?
Not yet.
Hulkster.
Oh, fuck, dude.
It's about a young boy who died at SummerSlam 92.
This is Hulkster in Heaven. Jimmy did that?
Yeah. He wrote the whole album. He was in the Wrestling Boots band. Yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. So yeah, he was in. There were a bunch more too, dude. If you go into Apple Music or Spotify and just type in his name, it'll
Okay.
bring up so many songs. Like there's a bunch. Like if you look up a list, you won't even find them all because I just typed it in there. And I mean, unless they're just misaccredited, but I don't think that's happening. It's like
Which is
Chris
crazy
Canyon's
because, like,
song.
Jim Johnstone, for example, right?
Yeah.
He's known for WWF music.
Mhm.
Well, Jimmy Hart is known for what he did in his contributions to wrestling in the ring,
Yeah.
outside the ring. But he's also well known for his music. Like, he double dipped. Like, how busy was this fucking guy? Did he sleep?
I have no idea, dude. I
Insane
no.
the amount of work and the amount of his life that he's given
Yeah.
to wrestling.
Well, I was listening to a Cornette clip about him earlier. Dan Cornette said he slept like 4 hours a day a night.
Unbelievable. That
Yeah.
sounds like Flair to me. But Flair only did wrestling.
Probably
Right.
explains why he's always wearing shades.
Good point, Adam. Yes. Good
But-
point.
But to balance it out, that hustle game, there we go.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. His hustle is second to none.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's like James Brown. He's like the hardest working man in wrestling.
Yes, he can't go on.
Yeah.
And then he does.
Yeah, so that's Jimmy Hart. I mean, he was awesome. He would be, I mean, yeah, like to me, Heenan will always be the top guy. And honestly, that's not, I wouldn't even say that Heenan was necessarily a better manager than Jimmy Hart. Heenan was just so good at so many things.
Overall sports entertainer, Heenan is the best of all time.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to, I don't know how much you'd want to hear Jimmy Hart do commentary.
Right. Right, small
But,
doses. Small doses, but Heenan, you could listen to him for an entire fucking pay-per-view. See Royal Rumble 92.
Dude, just a couple weeks, I've always said you could just listen to Rumble 92 and not watch it and be entertained. And I did that while I was working. I had it playing and it's in the picture-in-picture, but the picture-in-picture on my monitor is small. So you can like kind of barely see it and I'm busy doing shit. So I'm just listening to it the way I'd be listening to a podcast or something. And I would laugh my ass off for an hour, an hour straight. I'm laughing my ass off. But yeah, Jimmy was right there. I mean, neck and neck. Neck and neck with the greatest is a great spot to be.
Absolutely. And if you want, I've got a comprehensive list of his titles won in both WWF and WCW.
Please.
And notable names mentioned.
Okay.
Or notable names managed, sorry. So titles won as manager in WWE and WCW. I'll get through this quick. The Intercontinental title, Greg the Hammer Valentine. The longest reigning champion up until recently, the Honky Tonk Man and the Mountie, even though he only held it for a few days. The WWF Tag Team titles, the Hart Foundation, the Nasty Boys, and Money Inc. multiple times. He won a $50,000 Battle Royal, as Eddie pointed out earlier. He managed the WWF Women's Tag Team Champions, the
I
Glamour
totally forgot to
Girls.
mention that. Yeah.
That was around 1987, 1988.
They beat the Jumping Bomb Angels.
That's right.
Yeah.
He won Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Manager of the Year in 87 and 94. I mentioned earlier that he had won the AWA Southern Heavyweight title. His only WWF Heavyweight title was Hulk Hogan when he beat Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. WCW Heavyweight titles, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Notable names managed, not mentioned previously. We kind of glossed over them. Jerry the King Lawler, Adorable Adrian Adonis, The Funks, The Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, Rhythm and Blues, Dino Bravo, Faces of Fear, King Kong Bundy, Danny Davis, Fabulous Rougeos, Brutus Beefcake, Kevin Sullivan, The Midnight Express of Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton, Lanny Poffo, The Iron Sheik, Rick Rude, Coco Beware, Randy Savage, Eddie Gilbert, Kamala, Andy Kaufman, and the great Pork Chop Cash.
Pork Chop Cash.
Pork Chop Cash, which I have no idea who he is, but I love his name.
I've never heard of him. I'm gonna have to look at a
Me
picture.
three.
Let me get this picture of Ted Arcidi's ass off of my screen. So I can look up Pork Chop Cash.
Pork chop cat.
Pork Chop Cash. What
Okay.
a wrestling name, dude.
He was in WWF. Did he manage him there? Where did he manage him?
No, Memphis.
Okay, I wonder if he was one of the guys that Jimmy recommended. This picture looks like it's from probably 87. It's got his
Yeah.
name on the screen. This dude looks like a bad motherfucker, dude. He looks like Bad News Brown in better shape. With
Pork
a bigger
Chop
beard.
Cash, dude.
Like he looks like a ripped Bad News with a bigger beard. Like he,
Bad News would have kicked his ass, though.
I mean, I think Bad News kicked
Nobody
everyone's
beats Bad
ass.
News. There he is, Pork
Yeah.
Chop Cash, dude.
Yeah.
He looks like fucking that UFC dude.
Oh,
What the fuck
the
is
guy
his
who
name?
used to, the dude that used to beat people up in the backyard.
The bum fights.
No. He wasn't doing bum fights. He was just doing fights. He was just beating people up.
Yes, what the fuck was his name? Oh my god.
Kimbo
I
Slice,
used to watch
right?
his shit all the time. He was like
Kimbo.
killing people.
Wasn't that Kimbo? Kimbo Slice?
Kimbo slice.
Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, he looks like Kimbo Slice.
Yes,
yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
I wish him and Bad News would have teamed up.
No, that would have been great. I'm surprised they didn't. That was Vince's thing. Put the black guys together.
Totally.
Surprised that
Totally.
didn't happen. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he looks like, I'd have to look up when he was there, but this picture looks like it's absolutely that era.
Pork Chop Cash.
Wow.
Look
Educate
at this
yourself.
guy. Look at this guy now, or
That
somewhat
looks like
recently.
Kimbo Slice, dude.
Yeah, he does. He looks like,
Handsome
oh, yeah,
He
he
looks
looks,
like Kimbo.
he looks even cooler with the gray beard.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, he must have been, dude. He might have had I can't imagine they had him in there as a jobber because of the way he looks. But if you go to his Wikipedia page, there's not even a section. Oh, here we go. Cash worked as enhancement talent for WWF between July and October '88. Something must have
insane.
happened.
Yeah.
Vince fired him or something. There's no way Vince was only going to use, or he couldn't work. There's no way Vince would get a guy that looked like that and only have him be a jobber.
I just loved his name, but his look is really good too.
It is, yeah. Wow. All right.
And that's
Well,
my list on Jimmy. But
Yeah.
I felt it long overdue for Jimmy Hart. And it's one of those things, why do you have to celebrate a guy after he's passed? Let's celebrate him while he's here. And Jimmy Hart is absolutely one of those guys who deserves to be given his flowers for everything in the ring, outside the ring, music-wise, everything he's contributed to wrestling since the late 70s. And what a
Yeah.
career. Amazing.
Yeah. Totally agree.
He also has an appearance on the People's Court
Yes.
on behalf of
Yes.
a defendant, Michael Barbie, who was sued for non-payment for rent.
How do you defend somebody in that? You know what I mean? So yes, he did pay it, or you know what I mean? Like, what's the angle there? Or look, I don't really see why this guy needs to pay.
Threw a fireball in the judge's face.
Is that on YouTube? People's Court.
No, I
Nope.
was trying to find it, but
Judge
Wait.
Wapner, baby, you got to listen.
It gave me People's Court 1998 pro wrestlers Crazy Don Rock and the Behemoth. Oh, I gotta watch this. This dude, this Crazy Don Rock, he looks like or I don't know if he's a behemoth or I don't know.
which I don't know the outcome of that episode, but it just says that he
Yeah.
was on there. But
yeah,
hustle game strong. He could do it all.
yeah, right.
So,
he even show up
so
to
if
defend
there's
a
a
bloody in
local
court.
cable channel that needs Jimmy Hart, we'll get you.
There you go.
And I guess we should probably book him. He'll be taking a shit, and he'll answer our call and maybe be on the new iteration of the Drunk Wrestling History Network, whatever we have planned.
Please
Yeah.
invite me to that episode. If you guys
hey.
get Jimmy Hart, that would be incredible.
Hey, we didn't mention the fucking San Diego chicken.
Wait, what?
when he had to dress up like the San Diego Chicken?
He did?
Didn't they make a figure of that? I feel like I remember you telling me about him in the chicken costume. Yeah, in Memphis. It was, I think his guy lost a match or something. No, it was Ventura. He managed Jesse the Body for a second, I think. And it was Ventura loses. He had, like, the San Diego Chicken came to town. And I heard that Jerry Jarrett paid the chicken some stupid amount of money. Why? I mean, I guess they didn't have baseball in Memphis, so you get a mascot from San Diego.
Look at this shit.
That's it. That's him dressed up as a San Diego Chicken.
What the fuck? I don't remember that at all.
Him and Lawler.
So the deal was that Ventura had to wear the outfit, but then he wouldn't fit in it. So they made Jimmy wear the fucking gimmick for a week. And he's on TV with that fucking. I watched a promo earlier of him where he comes in and what's the announcer's name?
Lance Russell.
Lance Russell. I always want to call him Russ Francis.
It's 49er tight end, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was in the Battle Royal. That's why I know him, because he was 2.
That's right.
He comes in and Lance Russell's got Jerry Lawler on the phone. Like he's got him on a telephone. And Jimmy Hart comes and takes the phone, and he's got his face in the chicken's mouth. You know, the mouth is around his face, and he puts the phone inside the chicken, and he's cutting a promo on Jerry Lawler in this fucking chicken costume. It's the funniest shit I ever saw.
Here we go. Right into the mouth.
There you go. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, I could have sworn you told me at some point they made a figure of it. I guess not.
I must be never done the chicken.
I must be thinking Heenan in the weasel suit, which is on my desk as we speak.
They've done Heenan in the weasel suit. We've recommended that they do the San Diego Chicken, but with Pete Rose underneath.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I mean, he was the more famous of the two San Diego Chickens.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. I'm glad I remembered that at the end.
Good job.
Thank you.
That rounds out what we have covered on Jimmy Hart. Please have a booking time available so we could get you on the show. Hopefully he just says yes to everything. Like
I want him to listen to this episode. I really do.
That would be great. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Yeah. I don't know how to facilitate that. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody who could recommend it to him.
Does he have social media? I don't even know.
I don't know.
To our listeners in Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi.
Hogan did, but we can't use that.
If anybody knows Jimmy or has a lifeline to him, send him this show.
Judge Marilyn Millian or Judge Wapner, if you're listening to this show.
Virgil follows us on Twitter, but he's dead. So he's
right, that's out.
So as usual, he's no help.
Damn, man.
Virgil would respect that joke. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
What'd you all think of our episode? And is there anything that we missed? Please let us know on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, wrestling_drunk. Tell your family, friends, heels, and faces, and managers to like, share, and subscribe, and leave us reviews so that algorithm things can go our way. So, with Eddie and Scott, I'm Adam, reminding all of you to enjoy your buzz, watch wrestling responsibly, drink like nobody's watching, and we'll see you all next time for another great episode. 1, 2, 3, keep on dancing.
Time.
I want to touch it. I want to stare. I want to feel off in the air. I want to walk where I'm not there. I want to take what I can see. I want it. I've got to love it. I want it. I take it.